Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said that when the deal is too good, think twice, don't rush. Perhaps the person who understands the meaning of this proverb is the appointed current Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. When William Samoei Ruto orchestrated the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, one man was hurriedly appointed, cleared, and verified by the National Assembly. And he became people call him Ruto's deputy president. One thing that is in the public domain is that William Ruto complained that Rigathi Gachagua never toed the line. And William Ruto wanted someone who was obedient to him. And Kithure Kindiki, in the full glare of light, said that he was going to be a confidant to William Samoei Ruto and the immediate principal assistant. He promised to be loyal, something that I believe he has faithfully discharged. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching for the first time, don't forget to click the notification bell. Please like and share our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from the promise and assurance that Kithure Kindiki gave William Samoei Ruto in public that he was going to be loyal, we are now being informed that in his performance contract, there were other things that he was given. Number one, he was to tame Rigathi Gachagua in the larger Mount Kenya region. He was to be given enough resources at his disposal to carry out this mandate. And we are now being informed that the deliberate orchestration of the attempt to arrest Rigathi Gachagua was also meant to gauge whether Kithure Kindiki has managed to tame Rigathi Gachagua in the larger mountain. And the result is, despite being given all the resources at his disposal, Kithure Kindiki has fallen short of the expectations of the major Kalenjin politicians who are now putting him to pressure to explain. There is an alleged clandestine meeting in the middle of the night just yesterday that was chaired by the two most powerful politicians, not two but three, led by Felix Kosgei, Faruk Kibet, Oscar Sudi. We understand that this meeting took place in State House and they read a riot act to Kithure Kindiki, piling pressure on him to explain why, despite the fact that he's been given a lot of money to penetrate the larger Mount Kenya region, he is still playing second fiddle to Rigathi Gachagua, because Rigathi Gachagua has taken over Mount Kenya. He has taken over people, including people in Mount Kenya East. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go to this alleged bombshell. This has been exposed by one called Coletta Aluda. Coletta Aluda has been blogging in favor of Rigathi Gachagua, and he says that they've got some very credible intelligence report. And she says the Bombshell Intelligence Desk, the BDI, is picking reports that, number one, on Saturday, State House leaders met to discuss Kithure Kindiki's failure to contain Rigathi Gachagua in Mount Kenya region. The meeting was attended by Faruk Kibet, Josephat Nanok, Kimani Chungwa, Felix Kosgei, Nderitu Muridhi, Kato Olemetito, Oscar Sudi, and Foreign Affairs PS Korir Singolei. Our agents say the meeting started before Ruto arrived in the room, that the meeting was held and Faruk Kibet with Felix Kosgei were instructed to tell Kindiki that his game is in containing Gachagua in Mount Kenya is below the belt. Boss, quoting verbatim, boss alikuwa na imani kubwa sana kwako, but he's disappointed. Amesema wewe badala ya kuenda ground unazunguka tu Karen. That was Felix Kosgei. that Kindiki was told by Farouk that he has all the resources to meet the people, but he keeps doing meetings in Karen. Unatumia hii magari tumekupea kuzunguka hiyo ofisi yako, mbona unatufanya tuonekane tunacheza? You can't even organize a massive rally in Tharaka Nithi. That was Farouk Kibet. Then we are told William Ruto joined the meeting a little bit late after Kindiki has been lectured like a schoolboy, clearly planned, because he wanted to avoid hearing Farouk and Kosgei schooling Kindiki, even though the lecture was his own idea. Ruto has clearly lost faith in Kindiki, seeing he can't deliver votes from Mount Kenya or contain Gachagua's growing grip on the region. Kindiki has left Ruto exposed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an alleged report, intelligence report. I cannot really authenticate the authority of whatever has been said. But looking at the way things are moving, you'll also agree with some part of this report, even if it is fake. We were not there in that meeting, but you'll agree that Kindiki has failed to meet the expectations of William Samoei Ruto, because just recently, the UDA coordinators in Embu, where Kithure and Cecil Barire, who is the chairperson of the UDA, come from, resigned, and they said they don't want anything to do with the UDA. Mithika Linturi is back in Rigath's camp. And so they are wondering, or you could wonder, what Kithure Kindiki is doing. I have always complained on this channel that Kithure is unable to organize for a rally. He's holding some town hall meetings, Sadono Women Empowerment. They are only dishing out money. So clearly, Kithure Kindiki has failed to honor what he signed, if at all he signed that he was going to finish Rigathi Gachagua. So I want us to try and understand the main aim of this report, even if it is not true. Number one, the person giving us this is trying to tell us that Ruto has a kitchen cabinet, the deep state. This is something that we know in every government, starting from all the way from Biwott. We've had stories of how powerful Biwott was in the Moi regime. Then in the Kibaki regime, we had people like Ambassador Mudhaura. In the Ruto government, you know how Kina Fred Macheni used to, run that government. Then in Ruto government, Oscar Sudi, Murkomen, mostly CSS from the Kalenjin community. So we are told that this could be the inner core of the deep state. Farouk Kibet, Nanok, Kimani Ichung'wah, Felix Kosgei, Nderitu Mureithi, Katole Michito, Oscar Sudi, Koret Singolei. So that is the number one thing that this tweet wants to achieve. And you see, even if you don't agree with it, you will agree that people like Oscar Sudi are the ones calling the shots. Oscar told us Ruto cannot lose an election if they're still in power. Number two, it is giving us an idea that Kithure Kindiki is a failure. He has not met whatever is signed with William Ruto, which is true. But I want us to look at, ladies and gentlemen, one thing here. Why Kithure Kindiki is unhappy with the ongoing attempt to persecute Rigathi Gachagua, because it is not working for Kithure Kindiki. We understand that, again, whatever it is being presented here is to show us that people like Farouk Kibet are not happy with him and they want him to go or to resign as soon as yesterday. But let us go to, I've got only 2 points, 4 if I may say, why I believe Kithure Kindiki does not want the way the government is dealing with Rigathi Gachagua. And the one is this: by trying to frustrate Rigathi Gachagua, the government is really building Rigathi Gachagua, because every headline is about Rigathi Gachagua. You try to prick Rigathi Gachagua, he comes up with even a major bombshell. Oh, Ngong Forest kuna hoteli inajengwa, William Ruto anataka kuniua, oh, alitua Kiambaa. And all this, you see, when people feel like you are an enemy of the government, a government that they feel has lost touch with them, then you become the favorite. Wanakujenga. Now, when this happens, Kithure Kindiki's town hall meetings, whatever he's doing, are now nullified by Rigathi Gachagua. And so this does not really please Kithure Kindiki. In fact, if you ask him, William Ruto would rather let Rigathi be, because the more you ruffle, Rigathi Gachagua, the more you give him mileage. Number two, the idea of trying to persecute Rigathi Gachagua, trying to follow him here and there, is simply exposing Kithure Kindiki as a very weak leader. The two leaders are there, the former deputy president and the current deputy president, the people's deputy president and Ruto's deputy president. But despite all the resources that Kithure has been given, he has failed. So he's a failure. He's being seen as someone who is wasting resources. That is why the tweet is saying that Farouk Kibet said, despite all the resources that we're giving you, you are unable to hold any single rally even in Tharaka-Nithi. It really exposes Kithure Kindiki as a very weak candidate, a very weak leader, a person who's just a deputy president by name. Because in the Kenyan politics, you need to start by getting the support base of your bedroom, the backyard. But even Mount Kenya East, Kithure is not being felt. Those who attend his meetings are always paid. Number three, it is jeopardizing Kithure Kindiki's position. He's not stable. He's not safe. He can be kicked out anytime, because if I ask you, in politics, you only give someone a position when you know you will get back something. That's why the UDA decided that they kick out Senator Uroba, because they feel Senator Uroba is warming up to Fred Matiang'i, yet she's serving under the mercy and the privilege of the appointing authority, who is William Samoei Ruto. So they feel, no, huyu kama haizi kuwa na sisi na tulimsaidia, wacha tupatie watu wa Western, kwa sababu Ruto ana imani kwamba atapata kura pale Western. So Kithure Kindiki does not help William Ruto in any way. And so by trying to go after Gachagua, it exposes Kithure Kindiki, and then people start asking, huyu sasa anafanya nini hapa, tusaidi. So it really jeopardizing his position there as a deputy president. He's a lame duck deputy president. The last one, this has sealed Kithure Kindiki's 2027 political fate, because it was expected that when you are a deputy president now, then it is you're automatically going to be the running mate of the president. Lakini vile mambo yanaendelea, Kithure Kindiki, William Ruto cannot afford to go with Kithure Kindiki. Just the same way hiki kiti chake anaweza nyang'anywa, the same way hawataenda na Ruto, because William Ruto wants a stronger candidate. Most likely it will come, that person will come from Nyanza or Western or Coast, whichever, or even Kalonzo Musyoka. Because Kithure Kindiki does not have the numbers. The numbers have been taken away by Rigathi Gachagua. So it seals his political future, his political fate. Maybe if he can go back to, is it Meru Tharaka-Nithi, where he can, it is Tharaka-Nithi, where he can go and contest as a governor or as a senator, or simply wait for William Ruto. If at all William Ruto wins, he crosses his fingers. If he wins, then he's going to be appointed. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but look at that report. Even if it is not true, it has got some vector that points at the fact that Kithure Kindiki is a paper tiger.